happy day, and welcome to the Sheila C. Hill Show. And that C stands for come on in this room and have a sit down so we can chat just for a little while. Listen, the Sheila C. Hill Show is the ultimate go-to podcast for individuals who are seeking a more fulfilling and successful life. You're going to get valuable insights, expert tips, and inspiring stories to enhance your lifestyle, grow your business, or nurture your emotional well being. Now, in each episode, we're going to bring to you practical tips and insightful wisdom within our supportive community known as Sheila's Thrive Tribe. Because what we do over here, we thrive, baby. So if you want to become a thriver, just hit that subscribe button and follow us. Now, if you are new to the show, I would like to say welcome to the Sheila C. Hill Show. And hello, bonjour, como está, ni hao, howdy, what's up and what's going on, my people? Like I said, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And listen, I am so excited, and I tell you all the time, I bring the best guest in the land, and today's guest is not going to disappoint. Oh my goodness, my guest today is so super dope. Let me just do a little introduction here. She is a distinguished business coach and business brand strategist. She's dedicated to helping women entrepreneurs not just survive, but thrive in the world in this business world. Now, she is the proud founder of the nonprofit Rose of Alpha Omega, which inspires women to achieve balance mentally, physically, and spiritually. But her roles just don't stop there. She wears a lot of hats and she wears them well. She is devoted, a devoted mother, the wife of a soldier. Thank you for your service, and a trucker, and is deeply committed to fostering community in every endeavor that she chooses, and everything that she does it with perfection. And I just want you all to welcome her to the stage, Coach Marline Paul. Welcome her to the stage.
So fun.
Yes, welcome, Queen. Welcome to the Sheila C. Hill Show. So honored to have you here because, listen, I know your schedule is so busy and you do so much. Listen, I know that you're super dope, but I want you to tell the audience a little bit more about yourself so they can hear it from you.
Oh my goodness. It's just like when you just said a lot about me. I know there's more about myself, but I know my passion is women and building them and having community around them. Most of the thing I do is I help women who are fighting for their life and business get more productive, become more visible, and take their brand to the next level. So you come to me, by the time you leave my atmosphere, my hope is that you leave better than you came in, because that was one of the main thing I do. So when you mentioned my nonprofit, we had that nonprofit for years, and this year we're focusing more on that, but it's like on a sabbatical for this year. This is our sabbatical year with a nonprofit, and then this year we're just focusing on the business, helping people with their mindset. So everything I do centered around community, whether it's business, whether it's ministry, it's all about bringing people together, all about taking out the best out of them and helping them grow.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Listen, so tell me, how did you get into this with like the entrepreneurship bug? Like, how did that happen? Because there has to be like one moment that's just sort of like, oh, wow. And what did you do prior to being an entrepreneur?
Well, I think that bug was always there because my
Okay.
parents, being an immigrant, they've been entrepreneurs for years. I see them start different businesses, see them buy houses and stuff like that. But when we came to the United States, they're focused on, hey, you need to put God first, education second, and then your work. But as I get into the lifestyle of working as before I was a teacher, so working as an educator, I said I want something more that can show my passion, and share my passion. So the nonprofit started to share my passion, but the entrepreneurship bug didn't start until my husband joined the military and I had to move so much. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I need something where I have more control of my time and I'm not being controlled by other people's time. So entrepreneur gave me that option of being able to control my time, being able to work in my passion, and being able to shine. Did that bug started like I could say 5 years ago or more?
Okay.
I think, yeah, around the time, like, okay, just like, okay, time to transition. God says time to transition, and I don't move until God tell me to move.
Oh, I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. So what
Yeah,
did you do prior to entrepreneurship?
I was a teacher, mathematics.
Ooh.
Yeah, 17 years in the
Ooh.
middle school the whole entire time.
Oh, bless your heart, baby. Sugar plum. Bless your heart. Listen, I work with kids, and that's the ones I avoid. The middle school babies. Woo! I have to love them from a distance.
But the thing is, I can't do the smaller kids, but older kids, I love working with them. Middle school is a unique
Woo.
age range when they're trying to figure out, everything, and they're going to puberty, so the craziness come in. So I had to put on tough skin. I think it helped. I think they helped me prepare for entrepreneurship because they're tough.
I understand that. That help prepare you for life, for so much, like
Yeah.
war.
hmm They have me prepared for everything, and not only that, I was doing that. Is it's like, I was also helping them. I coached track. I did math club. We did a podcast club. So I was like, when I see you doing podcasts, we did a lot of different things
Wow.
that while I was there, and I also support educators in their journey. And this is where within education, you try so much technology. There's so much shifts and trends. So I'm always the first to about to say, I'll try it. I'll do the training. I'll be the guinea pig. And this is why on the business side, on the business side, I'm able to
Uh-huh.
say, yeah, here's a resource. Here's another resource. Here's how to do it. Because as a middle school kid, when as an educator, we're all about problem solving. We're all about taking lemons or no lemons and making no water and making lemonade. So as a business person, you are in that business of problem solving. So it's important to, that having that mindset, okay, how do I solve the problem? There's the problem, what's the solution? And that's how I took
Yes.
education, and this is how I took business. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, okay, so you was going from the classroom to now the boardroom, your own boardroom. So
Yes.
your transition, that was, you knew it was time. God said, okay, it's time to transition at this point.
Yeah, so I knew I had to transition, but it started like 5 years in.
Okay.
So my husband was deployed. I was like, okay, I'm still teaching, and I felt that itch. Okay, like this is not the space for me anymore. It's not all that I was being a bad teacher. I was a really great teacher. I was thriving. It's
Yeah.
just that when you feel like your gifts are too is it contained and it's time to shift. That was my time to shift. So there, I was being very strategic. So I invested in myself, in a brand coach. We
Okay.
spend the whole time making a plan, saying, creating a strategy. And through that process, I keep on working on, okay, what do I do next? Because I wanted to change to another business. I had a nonprofit, but it was not doing nonprofit full time. It
Okay.
was to the point where I had to separate what I did in the nonprofit versus what the mission of the nonprofit is, because I was ending up
Oh,
doing everything. So I wanted the nonprofit to stay mission focused. So now I can be able to be profit focused on, my business side. So I took all that different, had to separate. Okay, what is focused around me? What is focused on the nonprofit? And then how do I
okay.
package it as a business? And it took me 5 years to really fine tune that. And then last year was when was it last year? Yeah, I made a leap of faith and just left the school. I left the school system.
Wow.
It was like, and it has not been easy to
Yeah,
say
I'm
that.
sure there's plenty of challenges that you faced, like during this transition, but how did you, like, what were some of the challenges and how did you overcome them?
Well, some of the challenges was I'm not, that imposter syndrome, will I be able to do this? I'm getting
Mm.
comfortable. That paycheck coming in was steady, and it's okay, will I be able to make money out of this? That was a challenge. And my other challenges was my husband was always deployed. And, how do I face that with my son? And I think COVID was that springboard to say, okay, it's time. So that was at my transition period during COVID. I took that as an opportunity to try everything. I did podcasting. I did selling stickers. I did all the different stuff, going live. I just did everything. I did training. I tried. It was you would literally, I would work until like 4 a.m, recording, editing podcasts, go to sleep for an hour, roll out of bed, probably barely but start my class. And then while they were doing their morning work, I'll run and brush my teeth, or I'll have a transition there at lunch and come back at the computer. And so I was trying while I was working from home. I know some people took that shut in with COVID as a negative. Me, I said, okay, God, this was a blessing just for me to figure out what to do. So I had a year and a half just figuring it out. And when we had to go back in person, and like I just felt, okay, this is not for you. I did 1 year, and I came back, and then the Lord said, this is your last year. I'm like, okay, this is my last year. I'm gonna think my husband. Okay, my husband's gonna be here, and I'll be able to transition, and he'll be working. He's like, no, your husband's not gonna be here. He's gonna be deployed.
Wow. Wow.
So he was deployed the whole year. I had to like figure out, okay, I had to deal with. It was more, the kids were getting more stressful in the school.
Yeah.
And it was like they were trying to figure it out. I was like, I can't do this. I was driving to work crying.
Oh, wow.
In that moment, and I had to, like, how you put a mask on, go into the school.
Yes.
I was a tough teacher, so I had to like swallow all that emotion, go in, teach, and whenever we had like transitions or break or planning time, I took the time to decompress because I really needed it. I would be like in the classroom, like trying to breathe, getting my work done. Okay, so it's just the end of the year. And I had the option to take a leave of absence because when your husband is deployed, you can take that Florida family medical leave.
Okay, yes, FMLA. Uh-huh.
But my husband like encouraged me, hey, just a couple more months, just keep going for a couple months. And then I finally decided, I think I wrote my letter of resignation a month before school ended.
Wow.
And I put it in my desk.
You're telling somebody's story who's listening to this.
Yeah.
It may not be a teaching job, but it may be a job that they're not passionate about, and it has expired. And that's what a lot of times we don't understand. When life comes, we have to pivot sometimes.
Yes.
And just because we started something doesn't mean we're going to do that the rest of our life. But we have to be in tune with, we're in tune with the higher power, the capital God. And you have to understand and have that self-worth enough to pause and do that pivot without thinking that you're a failure. Now, in that midst of that, when you transition from the classroom to your boardroom, what type of skills did you take from being a teacher, like your teaching career, that did you take into the business world?
Well, I'm still teaching. I am still teaching, but right now I'm teaching entrepreneurs. So basically the way I break down concepts, that is the same way I did in the classroom for my students. The way I organize stuff for my business is the same way. All these technology skills I've been trained that they gave me, and how to find stuff, that researching, I took that skill from teaching. So because I was in front of people every single day doing training with the students, with teachers, collaborating. I was a team lead 1 year where I was teaching a couple of other teachers. So most of these things that I did in the classroom prepare me, like how to work with people, how to work with different people. Because as a teacher, you are in the business of customer service. Because your clients is not just the students, it's the administration, it's the other teachers, it's the parents, it's the community. So you have to know how to address it, how to talk, and how to talk gracefully. you know, and be able to say no and still smile and be
I
able to
know
take
that's
it.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Wow. I listen, I understand. Like I said, I work with kids and I resonate with you when you were saying about what you did like during COVID. I was definitely the president of team Do Too Much. Listen, I did a candle business, I did t-shirts. I was doing so much. It was like, "Oh, I have all this free time. I should be doing something." But it was a joy, but understanding everything that we do when we live, we even from high school, we can think back those skills that we had and we just continue to learn new skills. It prepares us for where we're going on our journey.
yes.
And I look back now like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize I was developing these skills by having this particular job or doing this or volunteering." And it just
Hmm.
molds you who you are. So kudos to you to understand how you could take that same technique, the teaching skills that you use into your entrepreneurship. And now you sending the elevator back down. You like, listen, I got this. Let me
Yeah.
help some other ladies who is ready to take this journey on. Because listen, entrepreneurship is not for the weak at heart.
And it's not for everybody.
Say
It is
it.
not for everybody. I for one time I thought, oh, I'm gonna get everybody to be an entrepreneur. Like, it's not for everybody. Everybody can't be an entrepreneur, you know, because it's really hard. I think I quit being an entrepreneur every Friday.
Not
Every
on the
Friday.
weekend.
And then I have a business bestie call me saying, "You can't quit. You are too valuable."
That's right. You're too valuable and you're needed to help others. Now, when we come back from this commercial break, I'm going to ask you a question in that sense of how you're helping women get into the entrepreneurship journey. So we'll be right back with this commercial. Listen, I understand. I've quit being an entrepreneur so many times. Are you feeling overwhelmed with projects to build your business? Search no more. Introducing Borrow My VA, a virtual assistant service, your one-stop solution to bid farewell to stress and manage multiple tasks with very little effort. We specialize in website building, funnel creation, automations, and email marketing all under one roof. And here's the best part. We provide all these incredible services at budget-friendly rates. Discover a hassle-free way to handle your projects. No more worries about onboarding or finding that perfect virtual assistant. Our team is all set to tackle your task with efficiency. Now, once you delegate the task, consider it done. Say goodbye to overwhelm. Don't miss this fantastic opportunity to elevate your business. Join our list of satisfied customers and book a free consultation today at borrowmyva.com. That's borrowmyva.com. Join the She Trucking Foundation today and be a part of a supportive community of women in the trucking industry. Unlock exclusive access to valuable resources, including mentorship, educational workshops, and networking opportunities. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting your trucking journey, She Trucking is here to empower you and help you thrive. Visit www.shetrucking.com. All right, all right. We're so thankful for the episode sponsors, She Trucking and borrowmyva.com. Visit them today. Listen, before we left on commercial break, we are talking with Coach Marline Paul, super dope entrepreneur. But listen, there's other things. She's a military wife. We need to thank her for her service because I always feel that if your spouse is in the military, your whole family is serving as that. And thank you, Coach Marlene. Now, before the commercial break, we talked about listen, her transition between from being a teacher, a math teacher of middle school students. Woo, bless her heart for 17 years. Oh my goodness, 17 years and then transition, knowing when to pivot into entrepreneurship. And now she is helping other ladies get into the entrepreneurship journey. Welcome back to the stage, Coach. Woo, baby. So listen, I'm still stuck on the middle schoolers for 17 years. But anyway, um, thank you for your service, for being a military wife. We really appreciate you. Now, what advice would you give to women who are just starting out? We may have a teacher, a nurse, or we may have a homemaker. What do you give advice to women who are ready to start their entrepreneurship journey?
Well, so my advice would be first begin with prayer. Begin with
Mm.
prayer. To make sure that that's the direction that you want to go. And because you are not doing this alone, you are co-creating this journey with God. This is what I think. I know whatever I'm doing, my business is just not something I'm doing myself. I'm not doing it for me, but I just start with prayer. That's my foundation. And secondly, invest in a mentor who is where you want to go, because they know the ins and outs. They will help you avoid those pitfalls. So you want to invest in that mentor. I invest in several mentors and they are able to help me create a strategic plan. And by creating that strategic plan, I was able to figure out when to move and when to pivot and when to exit, because I could have been like, okay, I need to give up, and they will say, no, you're almost there. You are almost there. Avoid this. So if you are in that process of, should I go into entrepreneurship? You start with prayer, ask God for direction, and then He will point you to that divine mentor that you need to connect with, because whoever I connected with was prayerfully considered before I invested my resources into them, and each one of them were able to lead me to where I am right now and build my confidence. Those
I
are the
love
two
it.
tips I would give. Yeah.
I definitely love that. Listen, I have like 5 coaches, and it's so important to invest in yourself because, like you said, they meet certain needs in different parts of you and where you are in your life. So
Yes.
that's why what you do, Coach Marlene, is so important to help women because you have to have that foundation. You have to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
People have to understand entrepreneurship. If you don't know who you are, baby, it will eat you alive.
Yeah.
You have to do the work
Yeah.
because it is a tough job, but the reward is great. It is
Yes.
worth doing the work.
Yeah.
Now, over the years, now women have evolved. Now they're presidents, they're bosses, they're CEOs, they're owners.
Yeah.
So it has evolved over the years. But so has technology.
Yes.
So let's talk a little about technology and how it has evolved. And now you see so many tools in the business. Oh, especially it's artificial intelligence.
Oh, you're talking my love language now.
Yes, yes. Let's talk it, sis. Let's talk about artificial intelligence and how it is shaping our future for our businesses.
Yeah, anything, it's been shaping our future. It's just that people are slow to catch on to it, because we had artificial intelligence incorporated in us ever since we got spell check. And spell check has involved too. We have Siri and Alexas, and now we have like the chat GPTs and all the other platforms that are able to help speed up the process as entrepreneurs. So now is the time for entrepreneurs not to be scared of artificial intelligence, is to actually invest in learning more about it, because that's the wave of the future. Before, is like when we had calculators, everyone like, I don't want to use a calculator. And now it's like we have a calculator all over ourselves. We've never believed that we would have a computer, Wi-Fi. We have a computer on our phone that we can do research. So instead of like being against it, try to lean into it and see how it can help your business. It can help with SEO. It can help with caption. It can help in it's a tool that can help in so many different ways. So many different ways. It's just that you need to know how to use it correctly and how
Yes.
to use it effectively. That's the problem. People are like, oh, it's not working for me. Then if you're not working for you, then look for someone who's a pro at it.
Come
I
on.
I love playing with artificial intelligence. When people say, "Oh, it's not working," I say, I see it as a math problem. You are putting the wrong things in. As
Right.
a math educator, it's like your input determine your output.
That's right.
What you put in is what you're going to get out. So I just see it as a math problem. I think that's a math teacher in me.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
And that was my favorite, with the equations and stuff. I say, okay, how can I fine tune what I'm saying? Maybe what I asked it was not precise enough.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's one thing I tell people. They're just like, "Oh my goodness, artificial intelligence is going to take so many jobs and this and that." I'm like, I don't look at it on the negative side because like you said, we've had it for so long, but lean into it, learn how to use it to the best of your ability, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can use it for your business to elevate your business.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I use Chat GPT every day. Now I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I even got a nickname. Mine is Al. I'm like, come on,
Oh,
Al.
my ChatGPT is Charlie, and I have multiple AIs that are on my team right now that are in charge. Charlie was just the first of many, but
Yeah,
it was just like, I'm paying for them because they are helpful. I invest in the pro because they do all these upgrades.
yes,
Not only when you invest in those products, if they have communities, go into those communities, even if you don't understand what they're saying, you might get, just listen. You might
yeah,
get one or two words. You might get one or two videos. I'm in those discords. I'm looking at those videos. I'm looking at the new release. I'm there, okay, asking questions and say,
yeah,
oh, they released this. Okay, let me just try playing with it. Even if I play with it wrong, you have
yeah.
to lean into them. And instead of saying, oh, they're taking my job, see how can you pivot
Yes.
yourself and learn a new skill. It remind me of, I don't know if you watched the movie with the mathematician. What was the name with the NASA women astronauts who helped NASA? I forgot the name of that movie.
Um, Hidden Figures.
Yeah, Hidden Figures. You can see when the computer would come. One of the smartest thing that I saw that they saw the computer was gonna take over. They're like, well, they're gonna need this support. We
Yeah,
can't keep on doing the same thing the same way. Let's start learning. Let's sneak our book and let's learning how to do this. So when they need someone, who to go hire? Well, we know how to do this. They're gonna hire the one that they were gonna get rid of because they thought
that's
they were
right.
not. So now you become that what you need. So you have to invest in, okay, there's a shift. So how can I shift myself to? How can I make myself valuable and indispensable? You know, maybe making a business. You need to hop into that so you make your funding, make yourself valuable, and go forward.
That is so true. That is so true. I mean, even something as simple as revamping people's resumes. Like, what? That is so easy. That's a little side job you can do. There's so many things you can do with this artificial intelligence if you're just starting off. So let's talk to the women. Listen, ladies, I don't care what country you're in, you can learn a skill and monetize with your skill. Think outside of the box. Don't be afraid to pivot. Listen, I call myself the pivot queen, baby. I don't mind pivoting. And
Yeah.
it's okay to do something that's not in your norm, in your wheelhouse of what you normally do. It is okay to be different. Just do it to the best of your ability and walk in the spirit of excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Coach Marlene, you do so much. Please tell me, and I focus a lot here on the Sheila C. Hill Show about mental health, self care, taking a break, balancing as a business coach, mother, wife. I know it's challenging, but how do you manage to keep this intact with the
Mm-hmm.
different parts of your life?
It's not easy. It's not easy. And this is one thing my nonprofit is about, helping women live a spiritual balanced life. But for me, it's not easy. But one of my main things, I make sure I have a community around me. My community is key. When I have a community for different aspect of my life. I have my shashas. I'm getting on my shashas. They've been with me since college. We did life together. We've been single, married, every life event. But they're the women I can call them anytime and pray with them. And they will help me. I have people who are in the business arena with me who are sorry, guiding me through that process. But having the way I stay balanced is, first of all, having that community, having that support, that can catch me whenever I feel weak or want to give up, so I can know who to run to. But I also have that foundation with my spiritual relationship with God. That's main thing, and making sure, okay, am I staying connected with them? Because if my vertical relationship starts, being shaky, it makes me go back to, how is my relationship, how is my horizontal, how my vertical relationship is, how is my vertical relationship? If this is shaky, how is this relationship? How is my relationship with God? And once this is good, I know back here will be also good too. So I try to make sure that my relationship with God correlates with my relationship with people, because it's about loving God, loving people. And then my last thing is, I make sure I carve out time for myself. It might be, sometimes I forget, but sometimes, okay, I'm going to the beach today. So I'll be like, I'm closing down my calendar, and we're waking up early, watching the sunrise. Me and my son, we're going to the beach, and we're doing it. Or I just have a spot where it's just, I do nothing for a few minutes, and I just give it to myself that breather time. I have all these different tools in my phone, like a reminder of, take a break. Take a break.
Yes.
Don't speak. You need to remember that. So it's self-care, having balance is very important, because you cannot pour from an empty cup.
That's right.
You have to be filled. So, and I can know, like, whenever my cup is going empty, I can know it's going empty, because it's just like, I'm crying all the time. It's really hard. It's like, I'm gonna give up. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? I took care of myself. So like, I make sure, okay, how can I put myself on the calendar?
That is so important, putting yourself on the calendar, because we put so much emphasis on the things that we do and who we serve, that we don't put ourselves on the calendar. But we are worthy enough, and we have to love ourselves enough to put ourselves on the calendar. Now, with what you do now as being an entrepreneur, what is something that's really rewarding for through your whole process and this journey? What is rewarding for you?
What's rewarding for me right now is whenever I see entrepreneurs like winning and getting that light bulb aha moment, like, Marlene, thank you. I've never seen it that way. And I can see they're leveling up. That is the most rewarding thing for me, that they're able to have that aha moment, that light bulb. And that, okay, it make me feel that what I have to say is valuable, and I'm walking in the right direction. So I'm excited. Again, I'm excited to work. I can do a whole 24-hour of work, although I don't like to do that. But I will still feel rewarded, because I would see the mindset shift in these entrepreneurs. And that would make me, make me happy. Like, make me happy to say, okay, I am doing God's work right here. I am doing God's work, because they need someone. They need a sounding board, and say, okay, what I'm saying is valid, and then, yes, I've never seen it this way. And then they will go and do it, and they come back, and it's like, wow, I did it.
Yes.
you know?
Coaching is so rewarding. It's hard work. Let me just tell you, being a coach is hard work. But when they get it, and when you see the transformation, that is so rewarding. It's like, you feel like a proud mommy, like, oh, yes, that's my babies.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Now, in the midst of everything that you do, what do you offer? Do you have a program? Do you have a class, a course? What do you offer if someone says, you know what, I really like her, I want to work with her?
Yeah, so what I offer is, we have one-on-one business mentorship, not one-on-one, but it's a group mentorship. Basically, this mentorship, we help them get their brand in order. So right now, for your group, I'm gonna open up for you guys, so you all can go and apply. We're opening up at the end of the month of October, but you apply to the program and you work with us, and we recommend working for 3 months, because in that 3 months, we're able to assess your brand, assess what direction you need to go to. We give you a roadmap. that you can go and follow. And then for 3 months, you are able to get trained by me every week. You have a lab time where we're actually hands on doing the stuff that you need to do. It's like through 3 months of accountability. And if you want to continue past the 3 months, you can. But we recommend 3 months just of you actively showing up, actively implementing everything, so you're able to take that roadmap and see growth. So I'm always challenging my mentees to grow. So that's one of the major programs that we offer right now. We're trying to grow it at that mentorship program on top of the brand clarity calls. If you say, oh, group is not for me, that's fine. We have where you can just work with us one-on-one, me and you and my team, and we develop your brand from start to finish. And depending on which level you go, we even create all the visual assets you would need for your brand for 1 month. So it's just depending how you want to work with us. So we have the coaching, we have the one where it's one-on-one, branding, because I really want businesses to be seen. I think there's 12 million women-owned business in America alone. And all of these are formed during COVID. Now we're in competition with social media. And the whole point is, how do you stand out? And this is what I teach. I teach my business mentees how to stand out, how to make an impact to the right audience.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. And how do they get in contact with you? What's your social media handles?
So personally, for me, I'm Coach Marline Paul on all platforms. So on all platforms, Coach Marline Paul. For the business side, at Elaram Creative Solution, basically is Marline spelled backwards. So Elaram is Marline spelled backwards, creative. So I'm Elaram Creative on all platforms. I made it so easy. I know it's going to be in the show notes. Spell my name backwards, you'll get my company name.
I love it. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. I didn't know that was Marlene spelled backwards. That is so cool. Okay. All right. So, of course, everything will be in the show notes. All right. Now, before we go, I want you to leave us with some inspirational quote or thought. But before we do that, I like to get a little closer to my guests. Tell me something that is really unique about yourself that most people don't know, or a fun fact. Let's
Oh
talk
my
about a
goodness. I
fun
don't know
fact
what I said
about
to you,
Coach
but fun fact
Marlene.
about me, I'm a photographer.
Ooh.
Yes, I studied photography for 9 years. I have a visual arts minor. So that's part of it, the creative part about me. So it's just like, yeah, yes. So I have a visual art minor. Like, I had to go back, like, oh, I do have a visual art minor. Yeah, so I've won awards. When I was younger in high school, I won an award with the Orange Bowl for one of my photography work. So it was just like, okay, I have that background. And my friend's like, you don't talk about it much. I don't really talk about it much because usually artists are starving artists. So
Yeah.
but I think I shot photos in Africa before. I did a month in Africa with a mission trip, and I have like safari photos and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
So it's like I love I love the old cameras that I did the whole fixer and printing in the dark room stuff. I used to do all of that. I love the smell of fixer.
Oh wow, that's so interesting. I didn't know that. That's I understand a lot now. Like, because like the visual side of because you was teaching, and one day we was teaching about LinkedIn, like the profile, setting up your profile, and it's so beautiful. Just the way your design is just so beautiful. I'm like, oh, and I looked at yours, I looked at mine, I was like, oh, I need to take her class. Mine looked like something from Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. So, so kudos to you for tapping into that. Now, what is something that's on your bucket list?
Well, on my bucket list is I want to travel. And so I'm going to travel a bit more. I did to Africa. I want to travel to every continent.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, and several countries. And so that's like one of the major stuff. But yeah, on my bucket list, that's like to travel and to do a cruise. So hopefully I can do like a 14-day cruise. So I'm working towards that to do one of those wonderful
Good.
cruise in the future. But that's one of the things on my bucket list of doing. Because I have a long list, but I just want to overwhelm you with all the different
Well,
stuff.
I mean, and it's good to have a long list because a lot of people don't.
Yes.
They don't think outside the box or think like sometimes the wildest thing you can think, you could actually achieve it, but you got to
Yes.
think it, write it down, manifest it, and all of that. Because, baby, I
Mhm.
believe words of spirit. You put it out there in the atmosphere, put a little prayer on it, and don't get me started, sis, because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe in that.
And I think if you think about it, I mean, I'm going back. I had a vision board I did in 2020.
Okay.
And I put all my wildest. I think I still have it next to me here. Everything I had a whole process where it got me to think big, and then when I think big, think bigger. Like, what is my God dreams? I put it on there. Can I tell you, like, I think I've achieved like 90% of what's on there already.
What?
So I have
Let
to
me
go
see that
back and read my vision.
photo. Congratulations.
Well, I did it. It was 2021. I did it at the beginning of 2020. My vision board, and I did that before we went on shutdown. And then the shutdown happened. I said, "God, how am I supposed to achieve this vision?" And when I
Yeah.
did the vision board, usually I do vision board for a year, but God said, "No, do it for 18 months." 18 months. And so when I do vision board now, I do it for 18 months because you have that first 6 months you're trying to get to it.
Yeah.
And then after that you're getting into the habit, and I give myself, okay, I have an extra 6 months to get it. But even in that process, every 6 months I go back and revisit my goal, see
That
what
is
accomplishment,
awesome.
and doing it. And that's been helpful. And I'm thinking about it, yeah, where am I right now was on my vision board. Me traveling, that was on my vision board. So when you say the wildest stuff you can imagine, write
Yeah.
it down, put it where you can see it. When I put my vision board up in our tiny apartment when we were stuck in COVID, my husband saw it and he said, I am scared of your vision. It seems so big.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But within that, after we were able to save, pay down debt. We were able to save money. We were able to buy a house. You know, all
Congratulations.
of that was on the vision board.
That is a blessing.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Okay, so on those Fridays when you want to quit entrepreneurship, go back and look at that vision board.
I do. Yes, you're right.
Oh my goodness. I really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for coming, Coach Marlene. Paul, listen, hit her up and follow her on her social media platforms and reach out to her to join her program. She's opening up real soon, so you all have to come on in and jump in. Now, what is something that you want to leave with the audience on today? Anything inspirational, any wisdom gems? It's up to you.
One thing I want to say is that your dream is worth it. You can fight for your dream. You is worth it. Just as you lean into your dreams, fight for it, believe in yourself. You are creating something that God has already put in you. All you need to do is believe that He will do it with you because you're not doing it alone. So keep on fighting. Do not give up. And I'm saying that for myself also. So that's what I have to leave for with you guys. I'm just so happy to be here with you, Sheila.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Thank you very much for coming on. I'm going to put you backstage for now. But listen, you all take all those gems that she mentioned and understand that wherever you are in life, you don't have to stay there. You can pivot. Listen, you need to calm down, focus, have a plan, write down a plan, put it before God, and understand and be in a position to listen to where He's telling you to go because that's what it's all about. And you can find your passion. And doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it does mean you're going to be fulfilled when you reach that destination. So listen, Follow her. I cannot tell you that enough. Thank you for visiting us today, the Sheila C. Hill Show. If you would like to be a guest, you can contact us on the SheilaCHillShow.com. Or if you would like to sponsor or purchase ad space, you can do that as well. Because listen, we're connected to, and our show is powered by CTR Media Network, which is in over 350 million households in over 100 countries. So you definitely want to tap into a premier podcast that is international to help expand your brand as well. So contact us on the SheilaCHillShow.com and subscribe. And listen, if no one's told you today, I want to tell you this, that you are loved and highly appreciated. And don't let anyone dim your light. I want you to be unapologetically yourself. Take care. Love, peace, and hair grease. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Until next time on the Sheila C. Hill Show.